Hi, good afternoon. How are you? I hope you're doing fine. Okay, this week we are going to learn some vocabulary related to films and TV programs. Yes, some adjectives to describe uh, films and TV programs, right? Some aspects of films, and we are going to revise some expressions related to quantity. Yes, quantifiers, countable and uncountable nouns, and the modal verbs, right? For example, have to, uh, must, have to, etc. Okay, so let's see some examples. Let me share screen for you, okay? So you will see some examples of films and TV programs, yes, and some adjectives to describe films and TV programs. For example, an unrealistic action film, an embarrassing animation, chat show, comedy, an interesting documentary, an imaginative fantasy film, game show, a scary horror film, musical, news bulletin, a confusing period drama, a convincing reality show, a moving romantic comedy, an exciting science fiction film, a funny sitcom, a boring soap opera, a spectacular talent show, a gripping thriller, meaning something that traps your attention, right? A violent war film, weather forecast, and western. Okay, some aspects of films, for example, the acting, yes, that is the activity, right? Characters, for example, Sheldon Cooper in the sitcom The Big Bang Theory, yes, or you could talk about, for example, Robert De Niro in a film, in a particular film, right? Um, okay, the ending of the film, the plot, what the film is about, the different scenes that can include, for example, landscapes. The script is what is written, yes, and the indications of how to create the film, right? The soundtrack is the music of the film, and the special effects, think about, for example, Avatar or Matrix, right? The special effects of science fiction or sci-fi films. Okay, let me show you some examples of some of quantifiers, right, or expressions of quantity. Yes, let's revise, right? Let's revise this topic. Okay, we have countable and uncountable nouns, right? Countable nouns can be singular or plural. For example, a car, 3 cars. Uncountable nouns only have a singular form. Uh, we cannot use a or an with uncountable nouns. For example, food, pollution, money. Some nouns can be countable or uncountable depending on the meaning. For example, we haven't got much time for dinner, meaning period of time or moment. Yes, I told him the answer 3 times. That means the frequency, right, of an activity, right? Some and any. We usually use some in affirmative sentences and any in negative sentences and questions. We use them with plural nouns and uncountable nouns. And I just give some examples. I'm just going to read some examples. There are some traffic lights at the end of the road. There's some pasta on the table. We usually use some when we offer or ask for something, even if it's a question. For example, would you like some tea? Can I borrow some money? We use a little with uncountable nouns. We use a few with plural nouns. They mean a small quantity of. For example, Julia ate a little rice, or Mike ate a few chips. Okay, much, many, and a lot of. We use much with uncountable nouns. We use many with plural nouns. We use a lot of with uncountable or plural nouns. Many, much, many, and a lot of all mean a large quantity of. For example, French people don't drink much tea. Are there many pedestrian crossings in the town center? Okay. We often use much and many in negative sentences and questions. We do not often use them in affirmative sentence except in very formal writing. For example, Charlotte's got a lot of friends. We use how much and how many to ask about quantity. We use how many we use how much with uncountable nouns and how many with plural nouns. One is singular and the other one is plural. How much food did you eat, singular. How many films did you watch, plural. Okay. And finally, we have some modals of modal verbs. For example, must and mustn't, yes. The form of must or mustn't is the same for all persons. You know that is the peculiarity that modals have. For example, I must go home, or you mustn't tell anybody. Must you leave so early? Or yes, I must. No, I don't have to. Or no, I needn't. Okay, we do not often make questions with must. It is more common to say, to use, or to say, do you have to? For example, do you have to leave so early? Okay, we use must plus infinitive without to say that something is necessary and it's very important to do it. For example, I've got a math test tomorrow. I must revise for it this evening. We use mustn't plus infinitive without to say that something is prohibited, so to indicate prohibition. For example, we mustn't be late for school. We use must or mustn't to express rules and laws. Think about school rules, for example. You mustn't smoke in a classroom, for example. We use needn't or don't have to plus infinitive without to say that something isn't necessary or is not necessary, but it isn't against the rules. For example, you don't have to bring a towel, but you may if you want to. But if you want to bring one, you bring one. Okay. Must and have to. Must and have to have very similar meanings. However, must often express the feelings and wishes of the speaker, so it's more intrinsic. And have to is more extrinsic, right? It's like have to expresses an external obligation, right? That comes from outside. For example, cases of must, you must read this book, it's brilliant. Or in the case of have to, you have to show your passport when leaving the country. Mustn't and don't have to do not have the same meaning. Don't have to means that something is not necessary. You don't have to wear a school uniform, like in the case of public schools in Argentina. In some public schools in Argentina. Mustn't means it's prohibited. We mustn't wear jeans to school, for example. We mustn't wear shorts to school. Okay, and finally, I'm going to show you some examples of slogans, right, related to the field of advertising. Okay, you can have a look at them, right? You have one that says "just do it," right, or "me encanta" in the case of McDonald's. Okay, so that's all for this week. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the class and it was useful for you. If you have any questions or doubt, please contact me via WhatsApp or in Google Classroom. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you. Bye.